Move to closing speeches. Mr Rowley, closing for Labour, and give you 8 minutes.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. In closing for Labour in the debate today, I would begin by restating what I think has been the key message from colleagues across the Chamber. That is that City Deals place great emphasis on innovation, growing the digital economy, involving stakeholders, investment in infrastructure and the promotion of culture. Of themselves, these are without doubt worthwhile aims, and the funding of city, region and regional growth deals is to be welcomed. However, I would also want to restate some of the concerns and issues that Labour has. As city regional deals and other growth initiatives develop, we believe that there are questions to be asked as to how the public money involved in these projects is being spent. Much like the public money we spend on procurement, how can we make sure that it is not being handed out where exploitative working practices are happening, that the real living wage will be paid and there will be no use of zero-hour contracts? Likewise, there are questions to be asked about how transparent in determining projects where the transparency is, whether communities are fully consulted, who is accountable for delivery, ensuring that investment from City Deals is over and above existing investment and not simply to replace funding cuts, and that all of Scotland benefits from growth deals. For example, many in Fife were surprised and disappointed that the Leavenmouth rail link had not been included in the regional deal covering Fife. The Chief Executive of Fife Council then confirmed that the Council officers had been advised by Scottish Government civil servants not to include it as it would not have got support. So that really raises the question, who is deciding what goes in the bids and who is having the final say on what bids are successful or not? And if we have a situation where councils are being advised beforehand not to put key infrastructure projects in, then that is hardly the best way to achieve what local people desire. The First Minister has described the Edinburgh and South East of Scotland deal, which includes 6 councils, including Fife, as an area of huge importance to the Scottish economy. The region contains over a quarter of Scotland's population and contributes £33 billion to the Scottish and UK economies. The massive economic and social possibilities from a rail link into Leavenmouth being overlooked is a bit baffling, I have to say. It was a point made by the Local Government Committee report last year when they said there was a lack of engagement with local businesses, charities, etc. at the outset of deals and lack of information as to why certain projects are chosen. Good practice exists, but this needs to be shared more widely, was their view. The committee also raised a very important issue when they asked, how do city regional deals align with other Scottish and UK government policies? For example, the Scottish Government is implementing the findings of the Enterprise and Skills Review, and the UK Government has published its industrial strategy. How do city regional deals fit with these other policy priorities? The Royal Town Planning Institute makes a similar point when they say to unlock the transformational change required, integration and alignment with other national and regional strategies will be essential. They list 11 strategies in the brief that they've provided for today's debate. But as we know, there are many more strategies that the Scottish Government have developed, and how do they all fit together? Or do they not, and is it simply strategy for strategy's sake with no real outcome? I know the Cabinet Secretary for Infrastructure has led this debate today, but the city deals have to be about more than building things, and indeed, if they are to succeed, then they will need to be driven by local government and local councils' partners. And as many will be aware, wealth and achievement is not universal across the city regions. There are 22.4% of children living in poverty across the Edinburgh and South East Scotland region. With a growing housing crisis and too many people in poverty pay, low-skilled jobs, it is clear the greatest benefit of investment will be to address and tackle these issues. It is essential that at its core, these deals not only focus on the acceleration of economic growth, but primarily create new economic opportunities, new skilled, well-paid, sustainable jobs, and most importantly, reduce inequality in our communities. There must be a skills strategy that aims to support people and giving them the opportunities to achieve the skills they need to succeed. We need a highly skilled workforce to achieve a high-skilled, high-waged economy. And that is a serious proposition that the Scottish Government need to acknowledge. What is our ambition for Scotland? Is it a high-skilled, high-waged economy? And where the city deals and other strategies fit to create that economy? The Scottish Secretary, David Mundell, said when the Stirling and Clackmannanshire City region deal was signed, the ambitions and innovative deal will drive economic growth across the region, creating jobs and boosting prosperity for generations to come. He went on, it is now for Stirling and Clackmannanshire to get on with the hard work needed to turn these proposals into a reality. Well, the reality for Clackmannanshire Council is it's on the brink of collapse because of financial cuts. My question would be, how are councils to do the hard work against a background of Scottish Government centralisation, Westminster austerity and ring-fencing of budgets, the growth in regional governance, cut in local government finance and the lack of local accountability for the delivery of city deals across Scotland? Many of Scotland's communities are under pressure from growth in poverty, cuts in public services, cost off and access to transport, poor housing, degraded environments. Local councils are on the front line of promoting and providing fair and inclusive services, trying to tackle these big issues that are in communities. Without that support, too many communities and individuals are at risk of being left behind. Infrastructure and economic development need staff to work with developers, investors, employers. It needs to be driven at the local authority level. And some of the staff cuts we've seen in some of these key services in recent years reduces the ability of councils to be able to drive economic development and planning. So the capacity of councils to support and deliver will have a direct impact on the achievements of the aims set out in the city deals.
And there you must conclude.
And on that line, Presiding Officer,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I now call Rachel